Well, hey folks, welcome to another excuse for a video here at Real Country with Jeff and Melanie. It is a yucky day. Let me turn around and show you what it looks like out here in Bama. Look at all them old gray clouds. Yeah, I can't tell if we're gonna have rain, we're gonna have snow. It just looks like the bottom could fall out at any time. And it's messy. Let me set this camera down. It's messy. We've had off and on rain. One day it'll jump up, one day 60, 70, and then it'll rain. Now like today, I don't think it's going to be out of the 40s or low 50s. The ground is soaked. You're walking in mud. It's just a sloppy mess. And yet it's time to start thinking about spring. Hunting season is just about over. I didn't even get to go this year, but hey, I enjoy just sitting out in the woods behind the house a little bit. But I think maybe a little bit of squirrel season left, a few days of deer here in Bama, then that'll be it till spring turkey. But I've already got my mind on spring gardening. Last few years our climate has changed down here. We don't really have 4 seasons. It's like we go from a little bit of cold to a sloppy rainy mess to no springtime, and instantly it's summertime. And last couple of years my garden really hadn't done good. I've had 100, 200 plants and coming up in cups ready to plant, and it was time to plant, and I'd get out there and do it, and then we'd have a frost, or then we'd have torrential rain and it just beat them down. And too much rain is just as bad to kill plants as not enough. And then if that didn't get them, we went to 110 in the shade and it cooked them and blistered them. Well, I'm tired of it, and I'm trying to figure out and remember when I was a boy, we didn't have all this stuff. Now the weather was different, but my uncles, my dad, everybody had good crops. We growed for the table. We didn't do commercial farming, but man, we filled up the freezer. We had family come up from down home to visit. We'd send them home with all kind of produce. And I got to thinking about it. And then I have my PhD, pretty hard day, and I'm working on a YouTube PhD, because not only am I putting videos out, but I'm watching and learning and getting ideas. And I saw a show a couple years back, and it reminded me of when I was a boy. Looking back, every man I knew that farmed went by the old-timey ways and dealt with the farmer's almanac. So I got to thinking, and then I've seen some old videos, and I'm like, hey, let's check into this. Let's get back to the old-timey stuff. So if you hadn't ever tried it, run out and get you a farmer's almanac. These things, we're going to find out this year how it works. I've decided this year we're going to follow the almanac and any other resources I can find and try to work together and try a full year of planning and doing other things by the signs. When you talk about the signs, you're talking about the signs of the zodiac, the phases of the moon. Basically what it is, there are 12 signs of the zodiac that is in relationship to the parts of the body and the phases of the moon. And there's 12 signs. And it's based on the 28-day cycle of the moon coming up, getting full, fading away, and starting over again. And what it is, you have 2 14-day cycles of the moon. You have what they call the waxing of the moon, where it starts from nothing and it slowly starts growing and getting full. And then it'll start for 14 days fading away and waning. And they call those the light side of the moon and the dark phases, not side, light phases and dark phases of the moon. And in the light waxing, when the moon is getting full, that's when, according to the farmer's almanac and the zodiac, that's when you try to get in there and on the good days plant your above ground crops. And when the moon, on them 14 days of waning, of fading away, the dark phases, that's when the time's right, you plant your below ground crops, like your potatoes, radishes, things like that. Above ground be like tomatoes and peppers. And so I'm going to try it this year. And to prevent some of our bad weather and me killing a lot of little baby plants, I'm in the process of clearing a spot off not far from my barn, and I'm fixing to build a hothouse. Before it's over, on the rest of the property, as I can, Johnny Cash style, one piece at a time. I'm going to try to have a couple of hothouses, mainly to try to give my little seeds time to sprout and get up and harden, and that way when I do put them in the ground, if we have any freakish weather, I'll leave them in the hothouse for a few extra days. Plus, I've got a few other irons in the fire. I'm going to try to grow through another method that we'll discuss later on in another video of growing year-round crops partially in a hothouse. We'll talk about that later on. But what I'm going to try to do is, like I said, if you get your almanac, it tells you everything from the best times, going by the phases and signs of the zodiac, phases of the moon, to plant above ground crops, below ground crops, and there's days you don't want to plant nothing. Basically, you have what they call fertile signs, and that's 4 of them is like Pisces, Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio. That's some good times when you check the almanac and it tells you to plant. All right, now there's some signs they call killing signs. That's when you don't want to plant anything, and that's like Leo and Aries. And each one of those signs in here, it'll explain to you, correlate with parts of the body. And so you imagine it like running from the head of the body out through the feet, and that's kind of like the waxing and waning of the moon. But we're going to try that this year. We're going to plant according to this, and even if this says it's time to plant, but my weather says it's too rainy and cold, and I ran into a little bit of that last year, that's what the hothouse is going to come in for. So we're going to try to do everything. And then as you go through here, it even tell you there's certain days it recommends by the zodiac, by the phases, it's time to make a change. So say if you want to go on a diet, say if you want to lose weight or quit smoking or anything like that, it will tell you that's a good time to do it. It will even tell you, the best times to, let's see, can your vegetables, to pickle vegetables, to start projects, to have your hair colored, to get the best results. And we're going to test a few of these. Now, I don't know if all this is true, but we're going to try it. The old timers used to swear by it. And let's get back to modern times. See if I can pull this up real quick. To help me better understand that, I even went on Facebook. And by the way, check us out on Facebook too, Real Country with Jeff and Melanie, because we post still shots there and little videos. There is an app on Facebook, or a page, that you can like called Moon Phases. Let's see here. And it will tell you daily what tonight's moon's going to be. So for today, it is showing today's date, and it tells you we are waxing, and it's going to be 8% of the moon illuminated. It tells you the distance from here to the moon, how old it is. It's 3 days into the waxing, and our current moon sign is Pisces. So according to what I was looking at in the almanac, that tells me Pisces is a fertile sign. So that would be a good time to plant. And since we are in the I got it backwards, waxing phase, that means it would be a good time to plant something above ground crop. Well, even though it's kind of early for that, it is time to start thinking about it. So check out that on Facebook if you look at it. It can give you some helpful information. And use every resource you can get. Don't just take my word for it. Now technically, I've took the little Master Gardener course, and I'm supposed to be one. But that don't mean I know everything. But I grew up growing things for the table, helping my dad, helping my uncle, on our little makeshift farm for the table. So try everything. It can't hurt. But this year, we're really going to try it. And we're even going to try, they tell you when the best days to go hunting, the best days to go fishing. So we're going to try that. And coming up, we got a little stretch of a few days here that the fishing's supposed to be good. And it tells you that for the whole year. So my plan is, if I don't do nothing but go sit on the bank, we're going to try a little fishing. And then we'll shoot a little video. We'll let you know about it. We may have good results, we may not. But I'm going to not only shoot a few videos like that, but I'll keep a little written record in my notes. And then later on in the year, we're going to compare. And we're going to sit back and look back and see, did I catch any fish that day? Were they biting? Or was it all wrong and a bunch of bull? I am an entrepreneur. I'm a specialist in dealing with manure. BS, as I like to call it. So we're going to check and see. Keep us honest. See how it turns out. But folks, just thought I'd make this little quick video. It's a yucky day out here. Can't decide if it's going to be cold, rainy, whatever. I'm also planning on another video coming up this week. We're going to try, like all the people on YouTube, the homesteaders and things like that. People nowadays call it homesteading. I grew up saying we just country and we got a garden and a mini farm around the house. We farm for the table. But everybody's raising quail and everybody's raising chickens. And some people have pigs and some people have cows. And so there again too. We're doing rabbits. We're just getting into our rabbits again. I've had them in the past. And we're expecting to get some Pharaoh quail one day this week. I'm actually in the process, as we speak right now, taking a little break. I'm building a quail pen. So got that idea from somebody else on a different show. They've done it a year or two ago. Check out these people's videos. If you type in a subject, it'll come up. I'm borrowing an idea from, I believe it's Mr. Kevin and Miss Sarah on Living Traditions Homestead, where he built his quail pen. So I'm copycatting, but give him all the credit. They did this. I'm just a dummy that watched it, and I'm going to try it here at the house. So I'm not really going to make a quail pen video because he's already done it. But I'm going to copy his idea, and hopefully it'll help me out here. And that's what they talk about. Most of the people that have YouTube channels, when they put this out there, they want to help folks. So, hey, maybe it'll help me. And I'm looking forward to enjoying some quail. But anyway, we're working on a quail pen. Quickie is my contact person, lets me know one day this week we're going to run, go get them. And hopefully I'll have the pen ready by that time. And we'll take you on a little trip and show you how that turns out. Also going to be making different things for the rabbits, and planning on getting to a few other things on down the road, but we'll keep you involved in all that as we go. But anyway, if you like this little video, folks, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, stay with us. I'm fixing to start building a hothouse quick as I know what this weather's going to do in the next few days. So we'll try to show you that. This isn't a commercial. This is a poor boy hothouse made out of scrap lumber. A couple years ago I had to build one for my mom. She kept it 1 year. A man came into her yard and tried to rob her and actually cut the poly on the side of the hothouse and stole the electric cords. I came over and tracked him down and got all the stuff back. I just didn't get a hold of the guy that robbed her, but she did get her stuff back. But my mom kind of gave up on the hothouse after many years of doing it. So then she had me tear down the hothouse and gave me the lumber. So I've been saving it. Now I'm going to build me one over here at the house. So we'll let you see us film that, put it together, and then hopefully I'll use it this spring to get a head start and maybe try to grow a few things in there. And then come this winter, we'll see if I can't continue, and if nothing else, maybe grow some radishes and peppers and tomatoes in the hothouse. Give us an extended season. But thanks for watching. If you like it, please hit the like, subscribe, tell your friends, throw babies in the air, write your congressman. And hopefully we'll have more fun, and maybe the weather will warm up a little bit. Now the hunting season's over. I don't care if it's cold or not. But join us next time, and thanks for checking us out. Good evening.